Alright, it's your man Ddub, you know, rocking with the best, TheRottenAppleTv. Check them out, alright?
What's up, world? It's your boy Chris from TheRottenAppleTv.com. I'm out here on location, the Promenade, Brooklyn, New York. Today we're doing things a little different. We're always interviewing the artist, the man that's in front of the camera, the man that's always out there on stage at the show. But today we're doing something just a little different. It's always nice to pay homage to the DJs and the producers, the people who make it happen, the people who put the beat together, the people who help you rock out. And that brings us here today with my man Ddub.
It's good, Chris.
What's going on, brother? How's everything?
It's good, happy to be here. Beautiful borough of Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? See the promenade over here. We got the skyline behind us. It's a nice day. Couldn't ask for nothing better.
Definitely, man. So, you know, let's just get right into it.
Yeah.
So, who is Ddub?
Ddub is, I'll have to say, I've been practicing this. Ddub is a multifaceted producer from Brooklyn, also a youth activist, because I work with youth a lot, and in the city. So it's just basically, I'm a producer that has a voice, and it's not just on the track, behind the scenes, production, video production, stage production, things like that. I have my hands in a lot of different things. So I think a lot of people try to pigeonhole me. So I try to make my projects vast and they have different genres, so they know that I'm not just stuck on one thing. It's kind of hard to do that when it comes to hip hop because everyone has a sound they like or they prefer. But I really don't have a sound because hip hop is forever changing, forever growing and evolving. So.
All right, and so who have you been working with this far at the borough?
Well, all over New York, I work with a lot of different artists. Shout out to Ddub. That's family right there. We came up with a lot of artists. I've came up with them as far as like Nunzio, my man Just James. You got people like KM. All these people like so many other people, Poison Pen. All these guys we came up with. But our artists I've worked with since I've been doing this has been a lot of up and coming people. My artist Star Mikey's on the Scream tour right now. He's in Atlanta working on his first project with a whole host of producers that are bigger than me, you know what I'm saying? But it's still the simple fact that he's from New York City, just working and doing his thing. He was on tour for a couple of years, doing Scream tour with Diggy Simmons and Mindful Haven and people like that, just learning how the craft and going out with him and learning how everything's put together, giving me a broad scope of what I might want to do in the game, because I definitely want to do tours coming up with the guys I'm working with now, Network, Widmark, Joe Carter. Their projects are dropping this quarter, and I'm all over that. So just continue to build a brand and build the audience and bring that sound that they said they've been missing for so long. You know what I'm saying? The New York sound.
So what's your sound like? Are you boom bap? Are you a fusion of both? Do you mix soul? What makes you different from all the other producers out here nowadays that are trying to break through?
I have to say, I'm boom bap. If you hip hop, you in boom bap, it's like, what's the point? But I'm boom bap and then some, because I have that background, growing up in church, growing up in the gospel, being a drummer, being a musician, having a musical family has always been hard to impress. So at the end of the day, so just giving it that sound and giving it that authenticity. People always say I have a jazzy sound, but I definitely love jazz. It's been part of my upbringing. My brother's a composer, so it just always been like people say, oh, you have a different sound. So I never thought about a sound until people started to notice the sound.
Right.
But I knew where it came from because I'm like, yeah, I love jazz, I love classical musical. It's always some that interpolation of those sounds and those genres, just to make something new, and always trying to push the envelope.
Okay. So who influences you? Who are you influenced by? I know many producers, Jay Dilla mainly for his drum work.
Yeah.
So, you'll hear in interviews Kanye was working for years to try to fine-tune his drums just to sound close to Jay Dilla.
Yeah.
So, who are your major influences?
You mentioned one right there. Kanye definitely is one of them. He brought something to the game that's, of course, always been there, but he made it evident that it ain't whack. It ain't whack. It's not whack. It's something that's still viable source of hip hop music out there, as far as the boom bap and the sampling. It's not over. it's not, you know, it's the basis of everything. So if you're gonna do it a certain way, do it differently. If you have sampled before, maybe sample it differently. So I go all over the place when it comes to sampling, maybe sampling Sound of the Traffic, or maybe a record that comes from, like, you know, Shirley Temple instead of a record that comes from Shirley Caesar, you know what I'm saying? Different things like that. So it's always going to constantly evolve, but I definitely like to make it my own. So I have my own drums, I have my own kicks, my own snares. Just like Kanye, like, looks for things that are just his, and I want to represent me. I'm definitely with the hard hitting kicks and the snapping snares and just making you move. I like early on in my career, I had like a saying, I still use it since Ddub got that feeling, but I always thought that music was a feeling. So if I couldn't make you feel what I was feeling from here over there, something was lost in between, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's like just always capturing that feeling, like, y'all feeling this record, I feel happy, I feel sad, I feel, you know, in a joyous mood, I feel melancholy, whatever that is, you know, trying to capture that feeling, bring it to the audience or the fan, or, you know, where we're coming from.
Now, as far as working with other artists, I know that it's very important for producers to have their own sound, and to, when they're working with artists, a lot of times they're instrumental in the way that the rapper does the ad-libs, the way they rap here, the way they breathe on the track here, the way they do certain things. Are you that critical at this point with other artists? Do you see yourself, as you get bigger, being able to really construct a song the way you want to with different artists?
I, for one, I'm gonna speak for myself. I love to create. So the more creative you are, the more creative you allow me to be, and the more open you are to, like, not just getting stuck on any one idea or a record being finished. I never really think a record is ever finished. I can only say, is it as dope as you want it to be before you got to everybody else to hear it? You know what I'm saying? So you can always add something. There's always gonna be someone who's got hear records on the radio every day. I'm like, damn, you could have added that. You could have added that. So I don't hear music in a whole anymore. I hear it in parts. So a lot of times, like, I will tell an artist, you know, maybe you should try this. And only because it just makes sense, or I just want to see how it sounds. A lot of times I can't really know until I hear it. So it doesn't mean I'm going to use it or we're going to actually do it, but let's hear how it sounds. We go from there. We take out, we put in, add into it. And that's why I like to hear, like, people like Hove, people like Drake. You always hear stories of how far they go to make songs hot, and Pharrell, and how far they go with artists to make a song hot. And it's just like, you know, if I want to follow in that line of those situations as far as those people are concerned, I just want to keep on trying to make definitive music. Every time I learn something new, I try to add it to my joint. Or even with Star Mike, when I ask him to do something, he does it. He doesn't, like, wait. He just like, you know, I'm gonna try it out and see how it sounds and keep going from there. Or you heard somebody, like Schoolboy Q or some artist do something new. Let's try it out and see how we can incorporate that into your own music. You know, it's always about just pushing the envelope, as I said before, like just really making music. Okay, it may take me 5 minutes, but at the end of the day, that's how fluid I am with my music. Not really so it takes 5 minutes to make a hit. You know, it may take 2 days to make a hit, it may take a month to make a hit. Everything is different and relative to how you make it, you know?
Okay.
So
now, are you yourself working on any projects, anything coming up that we should look out for? Any notable artists that we should be looking out for too?
Right now on Dat Piff, you got Confessor Producer 1 and 2 that I finished over the summer. I'm working on part 3 right now. We just came out of the studio like a couple of days ago with I Am J Jackson. You know what I'm saying? That's his Twitter name, I Am J Jackson. He's an artist in Detroit, dope MC. I definitely had the pleasure to sit down with him, and we crafted some records together. And he's featured on my next EP. Widmark, he's an artist that dropped his record last week. Side City. Right. Look out for that. And Dat Piff also. I'm also on that. We did a record together called High Def, which my man Silk was shooting. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna look out for that. Visuals gonna be crazy. We just finished shooting On the Corner, which features Stash Domain, City, and Legacy. Legacy, they're all part of the network. You know what I'm saying? And they're heavy right now in Brooklyn. You don't know the network. I know what you're doing, but they're doing their thing right now. And basically, they're coming out with a lot of great music. I just want to keep on coming with great music. I'm working on the third part of my installment of the Conversion Producer project, and I'm looking forward to that. Also, Joe Carter, which is a young rapper from BK, also out of Bed-Stuy. He was on the first Confessional Producer. Woke up this morning, if you've seen the video, shot by New Life Media. You know what I'm saying? If you've seen that video, look for more. They also shot on the corner. So his project is coming out, and I'm all over that. Like he's definitely a dope MC to look out for as far as lyrics is concerned.
Okay.
We were just talking about in the car coming here, talking about Logic, and I'm like, if you like Logic, you know, love him. It's just always about the lyrical content being that much more. He's always thinking about something else. Also have a single I'm dropping overseas called Shake That. It's my first, record I'm going to be pushing on iTunes. So look out for that coming for the beginning.
Is that like a typical twerk record? Shake That?
Yeah, basically it's a dance record for the ladies. But it's so intuitive and drum heavy. It's just fun. It's a fun record. So it's something that everyone is gonna have. It's like kind of like Happy. This is one of the records you're just gonna like. And it's a club record, but I'm definitely pushing that and for the end of the quarter, and looking forward to that. Looking for visuals for that. But basically, I'm working right now. I'm just looking forward to my next project. So after Producer 3 drops, I want to do my own album again with more artists, more features, and probably get a tour. See if we can get that touring, and pushing on to that.
Now, are there any artists that in the industry that you're looking to work with one day? Maybe some of the big names, not just hip hop. I mean, all across the board. Oh
yeah, all across the board. I'm like, yo, what's up, Bette Midler? No, I'm just joking, man. But basically, all across the board, I'm a big fan of music. I think that's where it all starts for everybody. Is that you are a fan. You love it to the point you go to the shows. I've been to concerts all over the city, and I think that's what makes me love the grind so much, going out to these shows and seeing artists that I'm producing for and watching them rock the stage that I used to watch other people rock, and like, wow, that's your music. So I'm looking forward to work like people like Kanye, Big Sean. I love Childish Gambino. He's a great MC. I love just the kind of music he does is kind of in the vein of what I do, because I'm basically eclectic. I don't have any genre. You know what I'm saying? From me doing a off-Broadway musical to doing film to doing just intros for people. I'm all into making our genre bigger than what they think it is. You know what I'm saying? So I think hip hop is such a viable source of reaching people that there's no cap on how to do it. You know what I'm saying? As long as it's hip hop. That's it.
Now I want to ask you a question, switch it up just a little bit. What do you think about the current state of music right now as a whole, in terms of the fact that it's 2014, no albums have gone platinum certifiable this year at all? I mean, everyone that's...
What? Nothing?
Yeah, no one's gone platinum.
T.I. just dropped. He's like, wait, how much you sold?
No, I mean,
he don't get gold.
with that, so, but as far as the last album that actually went platinum was Frozen soundtrack last year.
That movie was hot. That movie was hot though.
Movie is hot. I gotta
Let It Go.
It's killing me though. I gotta cut it out.
You don't know that song. Don't act like you don't know that song. Okay, I don't care if you have no kids. You heard that song. Okay, Let It Go. But but think about, like, I have to say
and Beyonce.
Beyonce went play. Oh, yeah. But look at that. You understand? So I'm just saying, like, maybe we're not pushing the envelope enough. Maybe we're not pushing, like, Frozen came out, Beyonce came out. When Beyonce came out like a whirlwind. So the way she did it, how she did it, and when she did it, all encompassed why she sold those kind of records.
And she's Beyonce.
And of course, hands off, she's Beyonce. So I'd have to say, like, those are the two, like, Beyonce and Disney. That's like, come on, that's a given. It's hard not to go platinum. But why records aren't selling as much? I just think that people aren't. It's a lot of music out there, guys. Like, it's not like 20 years ago when music started. It was like coming out of one place. It was coming out of one borough, one city. It was like you can streamline it. Right now, music's coming anywhere. You just had Bobby Shmurda blow up off of his video being like how many hits, and now he got a deal. So I'm like, you gotta understand, like, music is moving organically at this point. It's not even about it's not like you can make the record sales. Record sales are gonna come, but honestly, it's about the fans. You know what I'm saying? So fans, I have kids they don't listen to records, they don't buy albums, they go online and just listen to videos all day on repeat, the same song over and over. So I think that Yeah, we're not looking at record sales, but we have like videos going 5 million, 5 this, and 500, views, and people are finding other ways to make money in this venue other than selling records, because you have shows that are selling out and things like that. So
now, do you think though that takes away from an artist's body of work? Because like you just said, people now go online or they go on their phones and they're downloading singles. I mean, the singles are selling. Singles are doing million plus for a lot of artists. But I think that also takes away from the vision of the artist who wants to put together a body of work. Now anybody can get in the game. Now you got any rapper that can put together a bullshit album, but if they got 1 or 2 singles that are gonna sell, then the label is happy. So I mean, you as a producer, how much does that affect you?
It does affect me a lot, but it also defines what kind of musicians come to the game and what they're trying to really do, because really and truly, no one makes 2 hits. I mean, it may look like that, but really and truly, that person, like, my whole album was supposed to be hot. You know what I'm saying? But that's what happens. This one song, people kind of gravitated towards, and that's what it is. Like, don't get it wrong. Like, this not every song that Jay-Z drops, Beyonce drops, it eclipses the last song. You know what I'm saying? So, but you always, I think as a definitive artist, if you try to do that every time, you're gonna continue to try to you're gonna always make more hits than the last time if you keep on trying to make joints. I think if you try to make singles, I hear people do that to me all the time. They say, oh, this is a single. I'm like, I don't know what a single is. You know what I'm saying? I just know that everything I try to make is a single. And if you come in it like that, I think that you make doper records, because even Pharrell said he didn't think Happy was that hot of a record, and you know what I'm saying?
And Happy got turned back a couple of times. They rejected Happy.
They rejected Happy. And he's like, oh, now I really like the song, but he believed in the joint. And I think that holds a lot for a lot of music that I do. I'll like it a lot, and I'm like, yo, how come everybody else doesn't like this record? I'm like, sometimes you have to stick to your gun, because some things that are around the corner are too ahead of the time. It's hard for people to conceive as being hot, because it's not like everything else. And at this point, like, we're just looking for something that's not like everything else, because that's what we look for in everything we do. Like, oh, that's so different, let's jump on that, or what's that? Let's jump on that. And we get very, I think in this time and age of music, our attention deficit is really small, so we get tired of things really quickly. So I think that you getting stuck on one thing is only hurting you. Just trying to make new things and always trying to be definitive, it will help you out more than just trying to stick to one thing. You know what I'm saying? So I try to switch it up and try to keep it fresh, as much as I can.
Well, I mean, it's definitely always a breath of fresh air. You come across somebody who really loves their craft and what they're doing. It's not a lot of that going on nowadays. So, man, I gotta say salute. Looking forward to all your work, projects.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Shout out to
you, man.
Well, right now, you can follow me on Instagram at TheRealDDub. Also Twitter, also at TheRealDDub. If you want to check out the Confession of Mixtape Part 1 and Part 2, you go to datpiff.com/DDub1. All right, look out for everybody dropping right now. You got QV from the network dropping, you got Widmark dropping, you got Legacy dropping, and just more great music to come. So look out for Star Mike's new mixtape coming out early 2015. He's a beast. You know what I'm saying? I'll let you know right now, he's coming out of Queens. Remember Nas? Yeah, you remember when Nas came out? You understand? You know what I'm saying? So just look for that.
Claim.
Yeah, I'm gonna claim it. I'm gonna claim it. Definitely, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna claim it, but it's for the city. You know what I'm saying? Star Mike for the city right now. So we're working on his records, and I'm excited. I'm excited. I can't say nothing more, but I'm excited about the rest of the year, and check for that. And enough love, Ddub, we out. Chris, Rotten Apple TV.
You already know.
Silk behind the camera, you already know. That's it.
Find us on Twitter at RottenAppleTV, Instagram _RottenAppleTV. For submissions for videos, interviews, hit us up on submissions at TheRottenAppleTv.com. It's your boy Chris, signing out.